Hi. I was approached a while ago by someone asking me to whether I'd read his novel and review it. And of course, I said yes. So he sent me a PDF. It's called Goyhood by Reuven Fenton, and it comes out on the 28th of May. Now, when I was asked to review it, I did stop slightly because it's the story of two middle-aged brothers on a road trip. And I thought, well, is this going to be the sort of book for me? But I enjoyed it. And I was pleasantly surprised because the tone is light, there's humour, and it was enjoyable because it looks at identity, at faith, at family relationships. These two brothers, they're twins, David and Marty, who becomes mayor. They live with their single mum, she entertains lots of gentlemen. And when a rabbi starts to live in their town and he goes to visit them, she announces that her mother was Jewish, which is something the boys had never known, which means because the mother is Jewish, then the boys are Jewish. And so this revelation in their 11, 12, it takes them in two very different directions. Marty goes off to study the Talmud in New York, and he marries the daughter of a renowned Jewish Talmudist who provides the couple with their home. He marries Sarah. David, on the other hand, he goes in the total opposite direction. He's into drugs, women, get-rich schemes, many of which fail, but one which eventually does make him rich. But he's left with no real relationships. And then the mother dies. And the two brothers reunite after 8 years, only to find that mum has left a bombshell. That all these years growing up, believing they were Jewish was actually a lie. She wasn't a Jew at all. So the boys are actually not Jewish, which for Marty means that he's not married, because Sarah, who's a Jewish, would not have been allowed to marry him. So his marriage doesn't exist. The past 3 decades for Marty have been a lie. So his only hope is to go through a secret conversion and then confess everything to Sarah in the hope that she'll accept it. But they can't do that for a week. He's got to wait a week before this conversion can happen. And so David decides that, okay, let's go on a road trip. Let's be two brothers together. And so they do. And this road trip, the adventures, the connection between the two brothers. There's a one-eyed dog, there's a social media influencer, there's a hospital trip, you name it, there's practically everything on this road trip. And it is, at times, it is quite funny. And David is just so incorrigible. He really is. And Marty, you just want him to stop moaning. You do. But ultimately, throughout everything, it's a novel about faith and religion and finding the truth about yourself and accepting yourself and family, the family bond, the bond between the two brothers. I only had one criticism, and it's a really, really tiny criticism, because it's a book about sort of the Jewish faith and whatever, there's lots of terms scattered around that I had no idea what they were. So a glossary at the back would have helped me. It would have saved me sort of putting the book down and going off and Googling. But that is just a very minor thing. It doesn't detract from the fun I had reading it and enjoying the escapades that the two brothers got into. I enjoyed it. And yeah. So it comes out on the 28th of May. If you like a road trip with some bizarre adventures thrown in, and a one-eyed dog who is gorgeous, you do feel for you get an affinity for the dog. Pick it up. So happy reading. Take care.